Hello, I'm Mayor Gabrielle and I'm the digital content producer for the National Theatre. Previously, I worked at the Royal Opera House and prior to that at Shakespeare's Globe. So Shakespeare's Globe, no money whatsoever. Royal Opera House, lots of money and lots of bureaucracy. National Theatre, interesting balance. But what I thought I might speak about today, there's a lot of different aspects that I could talk about that might be interesting. But I'd like to talk about the different types of content and how much money you need to spend to actually make good content and kind of what those key aspects are. I don't know if some of you are filmmakers or producers or have small arts organisations or large arts organisations, but what's always interesting is content is expensive. And it's the king. If you have a great piece of content, then you can reach audiences, you can attract new audiences. There's lots of different aspects about it, but essentially you have to spend a certain amount of money to make it. And so I'm going to show you something that cost nothing, just to show you what you can do for no money, and then I'll explain why it cost nothing.
Oh, hello. My name's Daniel Rigby, and I'm an actor in One Man, Two Governors here at the National Theatre. I am an artist. Character is action.
Hello, I'm Claire, and I play Pauline. I can't find the sugar.
Pauline, I give you my hand. Captive within my hand is a bird. This bird is my heart.
Is it a real bird?
My ire is like a forest fire, fierce, inexorable enough to ruin several picnics. Oh, hi. This afternoon, we're doing research, and we're also going to be asked to improvise a little bit in character. So, let's see how we all get along. And I had my heart set on playing Peter Pan. And I thought I would do it really, really well. And then it got cast and I was Wendy. because there was all boys, I had to be Wendy. But it was insult to injury, really. I've decided that I will never play women ever again.
Hi, my name's Fred Ridgway and I'm playing the part of Charlie Clench.
I could do a speech for you now. From what? From what you talking about? You could do from a play of your choice. because I truly believe, sir, with all respect, I love your daughter. I love your daughter. My heart feels like a camel. It is full of water. Swelling, bursting with water across a desert, and she is the oasis, and I...
Is this the way he talks to you all the time?
I just think that if you see how talented I am, you'll be able... I will knock your socks off.
Now that was made on a flip camera. I don't know if any of you know about flip HD cameras. They cost about 120 quid. Unfortunately, Cisco are going to stop making them, which is a real shame. But one of the things that we've started doing in the last year is giving a series of flip cameras to members of the cast who are happy to film in a rehearsal room, or a staff director who's like an assistant director who's there to take notes and to assist, or dancers. We've done it on Fella. There are a series of video diaries that support the production of Fella that's coming to Sadler's Wells. They all cost nothing to shoot, and the key is that this is a very poor quality piece of video. You can tell the person with the camera is not a cameraman. However, you're getting an insight that nobody, not even a cameraman, would get in a rehearsal room, because the people making the footage are a part of the creative experience. And what you sacrifice in quality of video product, you can regain in the interest of the subject and the kind of access that you're giving the video viewer. Now, very luckily for me, Daniel Rigby won the BAFTA for Best Actor on Sunday, and up until Sunday, I don't think many people had a clue who he was. So this video now, even though we made it a couple of weeks ago, has suddenly got an additional audience and additional mileage. He was just a really nice chap who was happy to take a camera into the rehearsal room, and that's how this came into being. What we did spend money on, if you were to argue the cost of everything incrementally, is the salary of an in-house video editor camera person. We have one in-house camera person who works with me full-time, and he edited this for us. He's only been working with us since January. Previously to him taking up that post, I would have hired a freelance editor to come in and edit that at a cost of maybe £200 for a day's edit. So that is the low-end material that you can produce online, but you have to have, it's got James Corden in it, obviously he's an interesting person, very luckily got the BAFTA winning Best Actor, very, very lucky indeed, and also it's going to be, I mean it's already a sold out show, we're not making it to try and sell tickets. It is about allowing your audience to have access that they wouldn't ordinarily have, to make them feel when they're coming along to see the show that they know a bit about what they're going to expect, or after they've seen the show and they go away and they want to relive some of the experiences or review some of this material, it extends and enriches their experience. So video diaries are one way of producing something that you have to package as something. I mean, we made a little title sequence at the beginning there to make it look like, you know, old black and white slapstick, funny, so that it kind of chimed with the fact that the quality of the footage was not great. But you need to kind of think who your audience is, what is the asset you're offering. If you can't spend a lot of money on having a great crew with great sound and making it look slick, what can you offer that, you know, somebody else can't? You can offer something. All of you who've got different creative processes that you're exploring or different artists that you're working with, all of you have something unique, and it doesn't necessarily need to be expensive to expose it. And one of the things that I kind of wanted to just go on to show you is our kind of new YouTube platforms. We've just launched one called Create Film and one called Discover Theatre. Discover Theatre is very much, again, interest films, education films, learning films about basic processes. When we launched our iTunes U platform, we were really quite shocked by the stats because they were very, very high. But what was really striking is we put up Frankenstein collection, you know, Danny Boyle's production with Johnny Lee Miller and Benedict Cumberbatch, and we expected that that would be hugely popular. The same with Warhorse, you know, over 1 million people have seen the production of Warhorse. The most popular collection of content that we put up on iTunes U was a simple voice collection with some vocal warm-up exercises and how to breathe and articulate, because people, just as I've forgotten his name on the previous panel, was saying people do want to learn. They want basic instructional stuff. We have, I think, had in the region of 200,000 downloads and views of that content in a number of 2 or 3 weeks, just of this collection of voice films, which we didn't know was a valuable asset. It hadn't even occurred to us that it was valuable until we put it into that forum. But this platform here is something that we have made, which exposes collaborations. What I wanted to do was talk about the value of creative partnerships.
Transporting.
What we did and what this platform does is we've started creative partnerships with other organisations that have got young filmmakers in them. So if you don't have the money to make the films yourself and you don't have an in-house camera person, what you can do is approach organisations that do. So the Roundhouse, for example, have a young community of people who are really interested in making film, like between the ages of 15 and 21. They have facilities at the Roundhouse. They have Z1 cameras and a whole set of Final Cut editing suites, and a group of young people who come there to make film. So we collaborated with the Roundhouse around the production of Fella. And what we could do as an organisation is offer all those young filmmakers the opportunity to come into our building. They could see a bit of rehearsal, they could meet the artist, they saw a preview of the show, they got to actually do a little bit of set making for some of the stuff and contribute to the creative process. And then they took those experiences and they were asked to go away and have a think about what their creative response would be to our creative piece of work. And the Roundhouse supported them by helping them make a film about it. So what we did is we provided stimulus, inspiration, and access. It had very little cost attached to it. It was all about the artist letting these people come into the rehearsal rooms. And what we got was 15, 16, 17-year-old people's views about what was exciting and what wasn't. And that we had 6 films from this project. One of them actually has Tinchy Strider in it because one of the kids happened to know him, which made that video suddenly worth an awful lot of views. And then we did exactly the same thing this year with the Royal College of Art. I wanted to produce a different type of I'm going to pause that because the audio is really scary. A different type of visual for Frankenstein. It was a very sophisticated production with an adult audience, and what I thought would be really interesting, because it's a very interesting subject matter, is to collaborate with the Royal College of Art and their filmmakers, who are all art students. So the films in this channel are surreal, to say the least, challenging, artistic, quite inspirational. Actually, some of them are fascinating. All of them are inspired by coming to see the production of Frankenstein that Danny Boyle directed, getting a backstage tour, seeing the elements of the set, like coming along to some of the platform events and hearing speakers talk about the production. None of this content cost any money, and earlier someone asked about user-generated content. This is user-generated content. We've provided a platform to put it up. It's very good quality. It's on brand. It's absolutely connected to one of our productions. However, we've had no editorial control over what they've made. All we've done is provide access. So I can talk about a whole different range of things, because obviously at the National Theatre we do have budgets to do NT live broadcasts and we make quality film. But actually, if you're a small arts organisation, you need to be imaginative about what it is that you can really maximise, whether it's access to an artist, whether it's a partnership with another organisation, like whether it's utilising YouTube so that you've got a variety of platforms and it can be seeded everywhere. Because I tell you, if you get a group of young people making film, they're all advocates of their own film, and they will tell their friends, and actually this stuff self-seeds itself. And, you know, those groups of young, active, creative people are sometimes far better at their job than I am at mine. So yeah, I just think thinking outside the box is really useful. And I'll stop now because I'm probably talking too long, but thank you.